in the Minnesota Vikings. With that, we send you up to US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Standing by our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Green Bay Packers. Brandon Godden, Charles Davis, happy to be with you. And Charles, we've got two teams who know each other extremely well. These division games, they tend to be battles.
People scout like crazy in this league, but no one scouts more than within the division. Because if you win your division, you're automatically in the playoffs. That puts extra emphasis on these games, and they can't wait to get at each other.
Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
I remember meeting him when he was playing at Cal, and I remember walking away thinking, instead of having Rodgers stitched on the back of his jersey, it should just say confidence about his own abilities and his ability to elevate a team.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. And they try to sweep to Jones. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Quickly now, here's a look at the Green Bay offense.
It's tough to be an offensive lineman in Green Bay one could ever expect. Excellent footwork, knows that the plays are going to stay alive for a long time. Often will get 2 or 3 blocks on the same play.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 41-yard line.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 41. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. And a look at the Vikings defensive unit.
Harrison Smith's play has been so good in the NFL that he demands the respect of everyone. And I remember a couple of years ago when we talked about the top safeties, his name didn't come up in the first group. It does now. I remember doing a game a couple of years ago where the Rams were trying a lot of razzle-dazzle stuff. And Mike Zimmer, his head coach, pretty much said, sick him to Harrison Smith, and he ended that in a hurry. He can play close to the line of scrimmage, can also cover deep. Psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at the 40. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Cousins gives way to Cook. Room to run past midfield. They get 1st down, Vikings.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. He'll get 8. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Tyler Ervin back deep. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's in for a touchback. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And they got across the 50 last time but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about it. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your...
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw is Rodgers. And he hits his target, the tight end Lewis. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. From midfield, here's Rodgers. Got an open man, it's Valdez-Scantling. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless 1st half. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll check in with our Jonathan Coachman. He'll have highlights and analysis of the 1st half, and our highlights will likely be on the defensive side of the football here. Scoreless game. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Again, he was looking for Devontae Adams, but now it'll be 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. This one complete to Devin Funchess. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Give him 19 on the play, but they will still come up a bit. Quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
And now out comes Minnesota. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Throwing, Cousins, escaping the pressure right. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Flush to his right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they will get to him behind the line, but they're out of timeouts, remember, and the clock continues to wind down. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been all about the defense. Just a lone field goal in that first half. And as a result, not too much available in terms of highlights. But that's okay.
Vikings offense back on the field. His feet, what he's been able to do individually running the ball, it's kind of kept him in this game.
No doubt about it, because if he's not making the plays that we've seen, they are really getting blown out in this one. I don't think they have any chance at all. He's keeping them in striking distance, hoping to get some help from the defensive side of the ball so that maybe some of these plays can turn into plays that maybe put him in the lead.
Now Cousins. He's got his man Sharp complete. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins, eluding the pressure right. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. They rolled out of the pocket right, and I think he wanted a little something more out of that play, obviously. Instead, he hit a safety valve.
It looked like two well-coached teams there, even though there was no yardage gain, because the offensive guys, hey, they realized their quarterback was out of the pocket. All the receivers went to the right spots, tried to get in his sight line, tried to open themselves up. Just nowhere to go where they could gain yardage. How about the defensive guys, though? Did not lose leverage and kept their poise and made a really nice play.
They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stall. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. And a big turning point here in the second half, Charles, after that play.
All you're trying to do is change momentum, flip things around for your team. You're just trying to take the ball away. But how about when you take it away and score? That really changes things.
Dan Bailey now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. On 2nd and 12, Rodgers. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Danielle Hunter picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He was trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
And out now come the Vikings. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield.
Cook. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Hey, 382, lane 50.
They run it again with Cook. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
I'm going to come back.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, look, because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead.
You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Kill, kill, kill.
Hey, can't. Yellow.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the first. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Left 50, left 50. Lucky 48.
Check 6 guard. Switch.
Two. Hey, flipper.
Cook. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Wide.
Now Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
Receiver.
On the ground, it's Cook. And to the 49-yard line, but no further, and obviously he is well short of the first. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who won because they gave up the football, guess what? The other team now can take the ball and close this game out.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
We're going. Let's go.
Check 31.
Throwing here, Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. To throw is Cousins. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Now Cousins. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 4. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want me. Check.
Lucky 50.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 50.
Yo.
Come on, baby.
Cousins to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost felt like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you? You loved the defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.